Picture this. A young king stands at the dawn of his reign. His kingdom, once ravaged by war and conflict, now finally breathes in an era of peace, but with peace comes new challenges. The responsibility of leading millions weighs heavily on his shoulders. His name is Solomon, and though he's known throughout history for his unmatched wisdom, today he faces a challenge that will test his leadership like never before, building a temple worthy of his people and their faith. Solomon didn't just inherit a throne, he inherited a vision, a dream passed down by his father, the great King David. David, though a mighty warrior and beloved leader, was denied the chance to build this temple. That task, that monumental responsibility, now rested on Solomon's shoulders. But dreams alone don't raise walls or carve stone. Solomon understood that leadership was the true cornerstone of the temple, more than any brick or beam. This temple wasn't just a building project, it was a legacy. It had to be more than just stone and wood. It needed to inspire, to unify, and to represent the strength, perseverance, and resilience of an entire nation. And Solomon knew this from the very start. He knew that the temple would serve as a symbol of something greater than himself, or even his reign. It would stand as a testament to the values and faith of his people for generations to come. Leadership isn't just about wearing a crown or holding a title, it's about taking decisive action. Solomon knew that leading millions of people meant more than simply offering wise counsel or passing judgments. It required vision, foresight, and meticulous planning. And so he set to work, gathering the finest materials from across distant lands, cedar from the forests of Lebanon, gold and silver of the highest purity, and the rarest, most precious stones available. Each material represented a piece of Solomon's vision, a commitment to the grandeur that would define the temple. But Solomon's true brilliance didn't lie in simply gathering resources. It was in his ability to mobilize people. Thousands upon thousands of workers, artisans, and craftsmen were brought together for this monumental task. Solomon knew that no great leader works alone. His leadership wasn't about doing everything himself, but about empowering others to rise to their full potential. He organized, delegated, and inspired, knowing that every person, from the highest artisan to the lowliest laborer, had a vital role to play in the temple's creation. Despite all the planning and preparation, the road to building the temple wasn't easy. The sheer scale of the project could have easily crushed the spirit of any leader. The task was daunting, the expectations high. But instead of seeing the challenge as an obstacle, Solomon embraced it as an opportunity. He understood that this temple wasn't just about completing a structure, it was about symbolizing the resilience, commitment, and unity of an entire nation. Every stone that was laid represented not just the foundation of a building, but the foundation of a legacy, a reflection of a people who, despite countless hardships, stood together, stronger than ever. As the years passed and the temple began to take shape, so did the weight of expectation on Solomon's shoulders. The people were watching, anticipating something great, something unprecedented. Solomon couldn't afford to fail. But true leadership isn't defined by avoiding pressure. It's defined by rising above it. Solomon knew this better than anyone. He didn't shrink from the responsibility. He understood that the challenges weren't something to fear, but something to embrace. Every difficulty, every obstacle along the way, only strengthened his resolve to see the project through. Finally, after 7 long years of tireless effort, the temple was completed. Its beauty was unmatched, the craftsmanship intricate, the scale breathtaking. But what truly made this temple remarkable wasn't the gold that lined its walls or the grandeur of its courts. It was the leadership that made it possible. Solomon hadn't just built a building, he had built a legacy. A symbol of unity, resilience, and strength that would stand the test of time. His leadership wasn't about sitting on a throne, issuing commands. It was about taking action, empowering others, and transforming a vision into reality. So what does Solomon's story teach us about leadership? It teaches us that leadership isn't about titles, wisdom, or even power. It's about action. It's about rising to the occasion when the stakes are high. It's about taking risks when others hesitate and building something lasting, even when the path is uncertain. Solomon didn't play it safe. He took on a challenge that many would have deemed impossible, and in doing so, proved that leadership is about more than just making decisions. It's about the courage to act when it matters most. The temple Solomon built wasn't just a monument of stone and gold. It became a monument to resilience, a lasting reminder that true leaders rise when faced with great challenges. And that's the lesson we can take with us today. Leadership isn't defined by what we start with. It's defined by how we finish. It's not about avoiding obstacles, it's about overcoming them. Solomon's story reminds us that greatness isn't achieved by playing it safe, but by stepping up, embracing challenges, and making the most of the opportunities we are given. So the real question is, what will you build with the opportunities in front of you?